Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to discuss the body plan. In the previous class, already we have discussed what you have on. Do you remember all that? We have discussed the level of organization of animal kingdom. The level of organization already we have discussed, that is the protoplasmic level, cellular level, tissue level, organ level and organ system level. Then we are going to discuss the next part, that is the Now we are going to discuss the next part, that is the body plan. The types of body plans are cell aggregate body plan. The body is an aggregate of number of loose cells which function independently. Example, sponges. Then comes the blind sac body plan. Body has a single opening which serve as both mouth and anus, that is for ingestion and egestion. But ingestion means intake, egestion means removal of the waste materials. These are found in the coelenterate and the flatworms. See, this is the blind sac plan. One opening for ingestion and egestion. Then comes the tube within the tube. This is the tube within the tube. This is the body cavity and this is the alimentary cavity. The tube within the tube. The body constitutes two tubes. That is one is the digestive tract and other is the body wall. So this is the body wall. This is the body wall. This is the digestive tract. Digestive tract. Alimentary canal is complete with mouth and anus. If the mouth develops fast, then the animals are called protostomic. Anus develops fast, those are called deuterostomic. This is the difference between the protostomic and the deuterostomic. Protostomic, blastopore forms the mouth, blastopore forms the anus in deuterostomic. Coelom is schizocele, coelom is enterocele. Cleavage is spiral and determinate, cleavage is radial, bilateral and indeterminate. Example is Annelida and Arthropoda, examples are Echinodermata and chordates. This is the difference between the schizocele and the enterocele. Schizocele are true coelom formed by the splitting of the mesodermal mass. Phylum, examples are phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca. Enterocoelous, these are also coelom that are developed from the pouches pinched off from the digestive tract. These are echinoderms and chordates. Remember children, schizocele and enterocele both are true coelom. As we have already discussed, the coelom are developed from the mesoderm by the splitting of the mesoderm. Wait. These are the true coelom. See, these are the three layers: ectoderm, here see, the ectoderm, mesoderm and the endoderm. These are acoelomate where there is no coelom are present or no body cavity. These are the pseudocoelom. Usually coelom develops from the splitting of the mesoderm. The mesoderm here splits. This is the endo, this is the ecto, the mesoderm split. The splits forming the cavity. This is the true coelom. And this is the false coelom or called as the pseudocoelom. This is the picture how the schizocele and the enterocele develops. The schizocele also develops from the mesoderm and the enterocele also develops from the mesoderm. The schizocele, here see, the coelom develops from the mesoderm and here the coelom develops from the digestive tract. It's pinched off and then the coelom develops. That's why called enterocoelom. These are the germ layers. See, the germ layers. The germ layers may be, the animal may be diploblastic or triploblastic. Diploblastic means the body develops from the two embryonic germ layer, that is the outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. In ectoderm, and a non-cellular mesoglea is secreted by both the layers. Example, sponges and coelenterate. Here the coelom is having two layers. Then comes the triploblastic. Then the triploblastic body develops from the three embryonic germ layer, that is the outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and the inner endoderm. Examples, members of the phylum Platyhelminthes chordata. These are the pictures where is the mesoglea, this is the mesoderm. It is the ectoderm, endoderm, mesoglea, ectoderm, endoderm and the mesoderm. These are the difference between the diploblastic and the triploblastic. Body develops from two germ layers, in that is ectoderm and the endoderm, and the triploblastic body develops from three germ layers, that is the ectoderm, endoderm and the mesoderm. Gelatinous mesoglea is present in between the ectoderm and endoderm, example called mesoglea, and here mesoglea is absent in the triploblastic. Coelom is absent, coelom may not be present. Examples are coelenterata, sponges and coelenterate, here this is Annelida. Then comes the body symmetry. Body cannot be divided into identical halves, that is the sponges. Example, sponges. Sponges body cannot be divided. See, you can see the picture over here. It is asymmetrical, it is radially symmetrical, and this is the bilaterally symmetrical where left is equal to right. Here you can cut it from any portion or any section, we will get two equal halves. So, these are called the asymmetry. Then the radial symmetry. Body can be divided into two identical halves, that is any two plane passing through the central axis. Example, coelenterate. Then or example of hydra. Bilateral symmetry. Body can be divided into two equal halves, helminth to chordate. The examples. Then comes the cephalization. It means distinction of head and body. It starts from phylum Platyhelminthes. The head forms here. Then comes the segmentation. It can be seen both externally or internally. External segmentation in Annelida, that is the true silo or true segments. Internal segmentation is found in the chordates, and pseudometamers are found in the tapeworms. Then we can divide them on the basis of the temperature fluctuations. If the temperature, it may be cold-blooded, it may be warm-blooded. The cold-blooded are called as the poikilothermic or ectothermic. Body temperature changes. All the vertebrates, fishes, amphibious, reptiles are cold-blooded animal, and they go for winter sleep and summer sleep. Then comes the warm-blooded or homeothermic or called as endothermic. Here the constant body temperature, birds and mammals. And another is eurythermal and the stenothermal. Eurythermal, they can tolerate wide fluctuations of temperature, like man. We can sustain or we can survive at very low temperature and also in high temperature. Then stenothermal can tolerate narrow ranges of temperature, that is the fishes. Then comes the cold-blooded and the warm-blooded, difference between them. The body temperature fluctuates, constant body temperature. Unable to regulate their body temperature, can't regulate body temperature. Animals shows hibernation and aestivation, and they do not undergo hibernation and aestivation. They are ectothermous and they are endothermous. Less active, more active. Invertebrates and fish are the examples. Here birds and mammals are the examples. Then comes the notochord. It is a rod-like structure, develops from caudal mesoderm. Those are non-chordates, that is the porifera to echinodermata. Examples are notochord is absent. Here notochord is absent. Then the protochordates. Here the notochord remains throughout the life. Then vertebrates, notochord is present in embryonic state, then replaced by vertebral column. These are the structure of the typical chordate character. These are the nerve cord. This is the nerve cord. Then below the nerve cord, the notochord, and these are the gill slits. Okay. The nerve cord develops later into spinal cord, notochord develops into vertebrae, and the gill slits develop by respiratory system. So, these when an animal transforms from non-chordates to chordates or to vertebrates, these are the intermediate structures. These are the intermediate structures. Then comes the sex. It may be unisexual, animal may be unisexual or may be dioecious, or it may be hermaphrodite. Unisexual means only one sex organ is present, that is amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Then hermaphrodite means it may be called bisexual, it may be called monoecious. Both the sexes are present in a single individual like earthworm, leech, tapeworm. Then the animal may be protandous or protogynous. Protandous means testes mature fast than the ovary. Example is earthworm and also hydra. So, they are protandous. You should remember all these words because these are very essential for the entrance point of view. So, protandous means the testes matured fast. Protogynous means the ovary matured fast. Example is Amphioxus. This is the animal kingdom. This shows the classification of the animal kingdom on the basis of level of organization. What we have studied, this is the schematic representation. So, level of organization, that is the cellular level, the aporifera, then the tissue, organ and organ system. Then again it is divided on the basis of the symmetry. It may be radial, it may be bilateral. Radial symmetry are Cnidaria and Ctenophora. Then bilateral symmetry, again it may be on the basis of the coelom, they are divided, that is the acoelomate, pseudocoelomate and coelomate. Acoelomates are platyhelminthes, pseudocoelomate are ascahelminthes, coelomates are annelid to chordates.